Hello Year 7, and we're going to do another lesson today looking at online safety. But first of all, we're going to get warmed up with a bit of a starter. So the question is, if email was an animal, what would it be? So thinking about the qualities of email, what animal do you think it's like? So emails, what are they like? Well, they're really fast. So you can think about an animal that's really fast. What else are they? They can be very informal. They can also be very formal. So we can think about a very formal animal, one that looks like it's wearing a suit, maybe. What else do we know about emails? They're very modern. They're electronic. Could you think of an electric animal? Okay, so I'm going to pause now and see what animals you can come up with. Okay, so hopefully you've come up with some animals and you've talked about them. Today we're going to look at making a script. So we're going to write a play script. So what I want you to do now is I want you to think right now, what are the features of a script? When you write a script, what are the different things that you see? How do you know it's a script? Okay, so I'm going to give you 10 seconds to think about that now. So what things would you expect to see in a script? If you saw a script, what things on the page would you think, oh yeah, I know that's a script because... Okay, now I want you to turn to your partner and I want you to tell them what you think the features are. Okay, and again, I'm going to give you 15 seconds for that. So talk to your partner now. Go. Okay, and now finally we're going to pause the video and we're going to find out what all of you are thinking, what the features are. So hopefully we're going to collect lots of really good features. Okay, so a few weeks back now, we created a comic strip, a storyboard of an online safety incident. I showed you this one as an example. So hopefully in your books you've got this stuck in. We're going to need to go back to that today. So go back in your books, have a look for it, and just remind yourself of your own story, because that's the story we are going to turn into a script. Okay, so that story is going to turn into a script, so you need to re-familiarize yourself with that story. Okay, and here we've got a list of features from a script. So you might see some of the things that you were talking about earlier on this list. So having a title, you might have a list of characters at the beginning, introduced and describe the scene, characters' names are written on the left. So I would have thought that would have been one of the top ones. Characters' names have a colon after them. I've started a new line for every new speaker. Stage directions, so what the characters do, is in brackets. Every stage direction is written in the present tense rather. You've got stage directions for how the actors must speak, so how they say things. There are directions for how they move. Every time the setting changes, either place or time, there's a new scene. You've used ellipsis to show that a character is thinking or stuttering. So that's the ... the ellipsis. Capital letters or italics to emphasize words. Now, we're not going to have 1 to 3 acts, but a normal play script might have up to 3 acts. But there are no speech marks in a play script. Okay, so let's have a look at example 1. And here you go. So this is just one that I came up with. And it does some of the things on our list, and I've highlighted them here. So I've got a title, The Curious Incident of the WhatsApp in the Night Time. And I've listed my characters at the beginning, and I've got a bit of a character description with them as well. So I've got Paul, the tall, athletic young boy with a splash of blonde curls. I've described him. I've got Ryan, and I've got Kat as well. So they've each got their own character description that tells me a little bit about them before I start. Then I've got scene 1, where it takes place, the school playground. And then I've got a description of the scene before it starts. So children are playing in a vast green set of football pitches. There are 2 pairs of glistening white football posts at either end of the field, with children gathered around each, frantically playing football. At one of the goalposts, there's a smaller game underway with only a few players, involving Paul, Cat, and further away Ryan, so our characters that we've already introduced. Then I've got the names of the people speaking on the left-hand side, followed by a colon. And then I've got the speech, and notice there's no speech mark, it just comes after the colon, so that's what Paul would say. Why do we even pass to Ryan? Can he even kick a ball? And then I've got the next person talks on a new line. Cat, colon, I know, right? What a waste of space. Now I've got some stage directions there in brackets. So Paul points at Ryan, and then Paul's whispering. So I put that in brackets, that's the stage direction. You think I should tell him how useless he is? And then I've got Cat chuckling. So she's laughing away as she says, I have an even better idea. Then we move on to our next scene. It's a different time and place, another scene description, and then a new stage direction, and we'd carry it on. But that's the example, okay? So that's the kind of thing that you should be aiming for today. So let's have a look at our LI and success criteria rather. So I've got to understand the ethical issues surrounding information technology. That's a LI that we're carrying on today. This work is to reinforce that. And again, we're looking at similar success criteria. So you're going to know the dangers, so you're going to show that through your script. You're going to resolve it through your script. So in your script, you're going to resolve that danger. Now the gold, include the features of a script in your writing. And the challenge is to create descriptive scene descriptions for each new scene, to use a range of punctuation, to use bold and italics for emphasis. Now, in italics, we do on a computer. We haven't got computers at the moment, so you might have to miss that one for now. Okay, so best of luck in making your own scripts based on your comic strips.